Okay, so this is what it looks inside the box. Let me take you through them. You have the full kit that's already assembled. I really don't have to do anything other than your part. This, by the way, looks exactly like my QAV210 that I just built earlier. I'll show you guys that in a minute. In the box, you do have 4 ESC, and these are Hobbymate. Let's see, focus. Hobbymate 12 amp ESC rated for 2 to 4S with 1 amp BEC. Okay, and for Hobbymate 2204. It looks like it's 2204 2300 kV motors. Very smooth. I'm not too thrilled on the connector. So it kind of forces you to at least use the connector. If you're gonna desolder this and solder directly to your ESC, it's gonna be very short. So since it's a kit, I might just gonna wire it up the way exactly they have it. You have 4 look like feet. You have 4 40 look like jam fan 4045 bow nose. You have some motor protector, and there on the bottom it says King Kong 22. So it looks like King Kong product. You have a Maytag system, power distribution board, and it has 12 volt BEC and 12 volt, 5 volt and a 12 volt for your FPV equipment. Look like you have a battery strap, 2 power cable. You have an XC60 and an and Deans. I won't be using Deans on mine. All mines are XC60s. Some Velcro straps and a wrench, which is kind of cool. Oh, you do have look like 4 sets of extra spacers and some screws. And this, compared to my earlier built, and this is a fully built QAV 210. It's not a true QAV, not a Sharpoo QAV. I bought this, I guess, somewhere in China, Alibaba or AliExpress. I'm not 100% sure. The main difference that you see here, it looks almost identical. The main difference is the bottom plate is thicker. So, measure that quick. So on this one, mine is only, it looks like it's 3 millimeter bottom plate. And theirs is, oh, never mind, it's the same. It's 3 millimeter also. And the top is about 1.5 millimeter, which is almost the same too. And it weighs, the frame with the spacers on there weighs at 93 grams. So it's a pretty lightweight frame. The website is a full 3K carbon fiber frame. I did measure this with a voltmeter. There is continuity through the, I guess through here. So there might be some, pretty sure there might be some carbon fiber there. It's pretty stiff. The only thing I would suggest on this frame, quality wise, is the edges are fairly sharp. One suggestion is you might want to go ahead and sand this down just a bit, just so that you won't cut yourself pretty sharp. Okay, and next will be the build. Okay, so I've just finished sanding the edges of the frame, and I've also used a paint marker to just put like a couple coats on the edges just to make so it looks good. I've used red on this one just so that it matches with the spacers that I have. As you can see, I've also highlighted their brand Targethobby just so that it pops out a little bit on the top frame. And here you have everything laid out. I'm about to piece them together, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've got all the motors set up. What I ended up using was the screws that came in with the motor protector, and there are M3x8 instead of using the one that actually came with the motors. As you can see, you have each motor comes with a set of screws and an Allen wrench, and you have 4 of them. So I did not use those. Okay, I'll continue to put the power distribution board, and the ESC next. Okay, so I have the motors and the ESC and the power distribution installed. I'm not a fan of wire wraps. So my ESC are mounted double-sided tape to the chassis. If you look closely, because they use the kit came with bullets connectors on both the motors and the ESC, you have very little room to work with regarding this area. You need to be careful because you need to clear this for the FPV camera. So you want to mount your ESC as far back as you can back here. Okay. Okay, so I have shortened all the power cables from the ESC to the power distribution board, and all I have are just signal wire. One thing I do want to mention is that these ESCs have BEC in them. You don't really need it because your power distribution has a 5-volt regulator on there already. So it is not necessary to use all 3 cables. I will be only using the signal lead for each one of them. I'm not sure if I want to cut it or just wire wrapped it or something to get out of the way for now. Alright. Okay, so here I have my flight controller, the Naze 32 wired up. I have plus or minus 5 volts going to the underneath of it and other side of it. Telemetry pin for the D4R for my free sky. And the voltage sensor, VBAT, and a buzzer connected to it. I like to keep my build as clean as possible, so I do direct solder most of my connection. And this is the underside of it, and the next will be I'll flip it over and I'll solder all the signal pins for each AAC. Okay, so I have my Naze all wired up, D4R, buzzer, and ESC. So everything is wired up and tucked underneath. Okay, so I have everything buttoned up and ready to go. Here is the completed kit. Red theme. The antenna, I need to figure out what I want to do with the antenna rather than just doing the zip tie. And Targethobby, courtesy of Targethobby. Thank you very much. Next will be the test flight. This is a maiden flight of Targethobby, courtesy of Targethobby QAV210 kit. And this is with 3S battery. So this will be a test flight with it on 4S. I'm using 1400 milliamp hour 40C multi-star batteries. So with 4S on these 4-inch propellers, it does a lot better. This will be a full punch out. Okay, I'm going to do a quick check on the motors and the ESC. That was a couple minutes on 4S and see if they're warm or if they're okay. Okay, so the motors are coming down pretty cool. I am on a cloudy day, but so far I'm pretty much like running it at about 80 to 100% full power, and it's running pretty cool. So on 4S 4-inch propeller, you shouldn't have any problem with this.